Did you ever feel invisible and unimportant?
There was also a good couple of years of time that I wondered if anyone was ever gonna love me and why I was so invisible to any guys and what was wrong with me. But that's not what this video is about. I'm going to tackle another really tough question on that subject at a later date.
I've been thinking for a while now about being inside my head and feeling like I'm two different people depending on whether I'm behind the camera, showing what I see, or in front of the camera.
Being fun and silly and entertaining.
Going from point A to point B, invisible. The moment someone is paying attention,
hello, my baby, hello, my darling, hello, my ragtime gal. Honey, you caught my heart, and if you leave me, la 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 la.
did you ever see that movie Mystery Men? Oh my goodness, it's a classic. You should watch it. But it's just a bunch of ragtag superheroes that, like one of the guys is the shoveler. He has a shovel, like one guy is Mr. Furious. He gets really angry. And one of the characters is the invisible boy. And he's like, I'm only invisible if no one is looking at me. Or he can only attain invisibility if no one's looking at him. I'm not someone who puts effort into beauty or aesthetics. I don't own any makeup. Fun fact, I haven't shaved my legs in 2 summers. I just realized no one cares, and those that do care don't matter, and the one who does matter doesn't care. That's a line from a Charlie McDonald song. I just don't think about how I look much. I don't even look in the mirror all that often. I edit my face enough these days to remember what I look like. My husband is a lucky, lucky man. I want to focus on being behind the camera. Kind of funny that my second best performing video last year was me trying on clothes and being all kinds of ridiculous. I still don't get it. Being in front of the camera for my videos, I naturally fell into entertaining silliness, which is a role I like to play. I think I might suspect that if I'm not over the top, I really am invisible. And I don't want to be put in a box of only being that crazy person when I feel like what I have inside to say has so much more value. But this channel is just gonna have to be a mixture of both because I love to make people laugh. It makes me feel an extra kind of alive.
Hey guys, guess what? Your shirt is backwards. And your shirt, come here, it's inside out. That's the tab print. And so I'm gonna wear my shirt inside out and backwards too. And now I'm gonna put my hood on.
I highly recommend becoming a comedian to 3-year-olds. They are the easiest people to make laugh ever. For over 10 years, I was an actor. It wasn't just on stage that I was in front of the camera. It was all day, every day. Side note, if you're curious about that thing, check out this video up in the corner or down in the description. Staying with people we didn't know, always being a special guest pretty much wherever we went. It was not easy, but it was really social. On stage, I put emotion and concentration into someone else's words, and put my heart into being someone else on stage, putting different inflection in my voice and making my body react in a way different from my own. It was hard to leave Covenant Players and in a way lose my voice, because my family there knew that I was capable of more than just silliness. I had a platform within the community to share and encourage about my faith, and people would listen. We had a common ground of experiences and challenges to draw from and understand one another as well.
After my acting days had come to an end, I felt myself becoming invisible. I was a nursing mom to 2 one-year-olds, and there was nothing else expected from me. My brain wasn't being used at all. It wasn't enough. I slowly started to venture out into wanting to discover a purpose. First, it was pen pals. I got an Instagram and followed every single paper, mail, stationery thing I could find. I DM'd people and asked if they wanted to be pen pals. I took on way more than I could handle and was writing 5 or 6 letters a week. All of my time that wasn't with kids was in words, writing and writing and writing every day. Then my desire for that fizzled out right about the time when I decided I was just going to start making YouTube videos.
I'm kind of an all or nothing person too. Like, before I was like, I'm gonna write 7 letters a week, and writing is going to be my #1 thing in life. Writing letters, that is. And then I just got a little bit depressed and blah in November. And then I started doing these silly little daily vlogs in December, just on a whim, kind of. And now I'm like, YouTube is all I do!
And suddenly, I was back in front of people, via the internet. I was discovering the concept of talking out loud again. I sure had missed that. I sure had missed having a voice and making friends with people who cared about what I had to say and share again. It was a way to connect and be real with people in a way that I had really longed for. I learned editing and spent many hours just experimenting, learning how to collect the clips and make it into something I could be proud of. I struggled with how I should be online. Should I be crazy and silly?
Dancing queen, strong and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen.
Katie, I want you to take this in the best possible way. That was not very good.
I wondered if I should share and be vulnerable, and I tried. I shared a little bit of everything that's inside of me.
And you can just really miss your family and hearing English all around and feeling I don't know that you belong.
When I started making videos here, I wanted to share my life, collect memories, encourage Christians to love better, and eventually, I don't think it took much time before I started getting sucked into the analytics thing, sucked into getting validation. Check out that video that I did if you missed it, about getting my worth from the numbers, getting my worth from an even round number sub count. This whole phenomenon can really be summed up in a phrase that I learned recently called vanity metrics. There was this post from this guy on one of the Facebook groups that I'm on that was like, I really, really want to reach 5,000 subscribers before the new year. And the kind of advice that I give to people on the internet is focus on your quality, focus on your upload schedule, being consistent, making the best videos you can make. That's my advice to everybody, including myself. And he was like, oh, I just like vanity metrics. And I was like, vanity metrics? It is vanity. It is vanity to just want a number. You're so vain. I bet you think this vid is about you. You're so vain. You're so vain. I know that no matter how many subs I get and how many views I get, there's still going to be a scared little person inside, either wondering, do people really like me? Am I making any difference? What's my real motivation? Am I actually still invisible? And vain goals breed vain conclusions. So these are some definitions for vanity. It's not just about obsession with appearance. One was producing no result, useless. Having no likelihood of fulfillment, empty. And then the word vanity, the definition is the quality of being worthless or futile. Wow. There's still going to be a person that's freaking out and will never get enough validation and will always feel invisible and less than. And it goes back to, of course, what is our standard for how we get our worth, but also what's our motivation? Like, I want to ask you, what does success mean for you? Like, why do people want to be influencers? What is influence towards? What are you trying to build towards? Like, for me, I don't want people to feel lonely. I don't want people to feel like they're invisible and they don't matter. I want anyone who comes to my channel, who knows me in real life or knows me on the internet, to know that they are seen and loved and cared about, and to point people closer to the truth in how I live my life and how I speak. And that's what I need to keep my eyes on. If I keep my eyes on myself and on my numbers and me, I'm going to be miserable, and I'm not going to enjoy this process at all. And I know I'm going to be making a video soon about Christians and hypocrisy and whether or not I am a hypocritical Christian, because making this video really led to so many more questions and so many more things to dig deeper into. So I'm really looking forward to that. The last thing that I want to say is that you are seen, and no matter how you feel, there's always someone that you can talk to, text, visit, someone who cares, someone who notices if you're not there. And I want to give you a hug, and I hope that I made you laugh a little bit. I hope you enjoyed seeing these glimpses from my early YouTubing days. And I can put links down in the description, and if you want to binge a little bit, feel free. I will not stop you. And anyways, something that I often do when I end my videos is say, nostrils of death. It pretty much just goes back to the fact that I have large nostrils, and I ended a video back in the early days doing that. I was like, bye. Whoa, my nose is huge. It's like the oblivion. It's like the pit of death there inside of me. Like a pig person. My husband is a lucky man. And I looked up, because I'm like, I know what this means, but looking things up makes that.
I'm a lucky man.